STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel. Ever since its appearance on the world stage, blockchain technology has been seen as a fundamental disruptive force. It has awoken and emboldened the likes of China and Russia to create financial instruments to circumvent the power of the US dollar globally. Today, we discuss the financial systems that are now in collusion, or at least on a collusion course, because of this technology. Double up.
Wanna bang with the big boys? Wanna bang
Hey.
jiggy? Wanna bang bang?
Which song
People
is
are
that,
emboldened
man?
now, man. People are pushing back. Countries are pushing back.
Absolutely. We can see it happening. And, I don't think it's a matter of which side anyone is on at this point in time. But, there's a certain reality that everyone has to look at, which is the fact that whatever team you're on, whatever ship you're on, you're always going to be aiming for the best for your ship not to sink, right? This means taking action against other ships that maybe seem like they were your ally, or not necessarily taking action against them, but taking actions that will put you on a different course, right? We've seen the BRICS nation coming up
BRICS
with their
Plus
own
now.
thing. There's BRICS Plus now.
Yep.
Oh, who joined?
Nigeria wants to join. Ghana wants to join. List goes on. Kenya wants
I would like
to
to
join.
let me slow down here, Kenny. If you roll back, there is a certain video where I spoke about my strategy if I was an African nation leader. In that video, I said that if I was an African nation leader, I will align myself with
BRICS.
another country or organization that has the power to
power.
provide that defense, right? And then provide some value to them. Because now, if someone messes with me, they are messing with that other power's interests.
Valid. Yep.
And just like that, you now have
BRICS
a
Plus.
platform, right, on the global stage where you cannot be messed with by certain colonial countries, which a lot of them are about to look like third world countries. We hope for the best, but it is what it is. On a local and country level, right, let's take a look at the introduction of CBDCs, right? So national level, if you want to call it that too. CBDCs will set central banks against essentially commercial banks, which it's an interesting concept, right? Because you think that all of these guys are going to be always all on the same page. But with CBDCs, right, central banks can now execute on certain things without the need for commercial banks, therefore eliminating the need for traditional banks as we know it in general. So all the money will be printed from this one controlled entity, which will probably be overseen by a federal authority, and of course double printing, high yields, and all of these other things that are happening right now could be eliminated by CBDCs. I guess that's a plus, but it's a plus into a horrible situation.
I was gonna say that because commercial banks really don't like central authorities.
Yeah.
Because they make the regulations that prevent them from doing all these derivatives and all this play, all this double money stuff.
Right.
But they have no choice because they also give them the power to print. So it's like, okay, we have no choice. It's unnecessarily evil. We have to work together. But now when you put a CBDC, how do they reach an agreement to say, hey, why are you the one that gets to only print money and control money now? So what's my job?
Exactly. Well, I think their job will be to go back and go use some retail CBDC, because now we are shutting you out of the club. So while this CBDC technology eliminates slow inefficiencies, right, of the current banking system, it creates, or apparently it's supposed to create more transparency, which commercial banks do not want. But then when you look at it again, we know that the transparency, it can be managed.
Double-sided.
right?
Double-sided.
And so again, this is definitely putting this banking entities on a
Against
collusion
each other.
course.
Yeah.
And I think there is going to be a vicious battle, which the rest of us will sit on Bitcoin Mountain with a lemonade in our hand and watch.
As a matter of fact, the commercial banks are already playing defense by buying
Right.
Bitcoin. Some of them are creating paper Bitcoin. As you already see, some of them are already getting wiped out in the process.
This is true.
BTC.
Not going so well. Not going so well. Well, the second thing then, for private institutions and adopting, private institutions are already adopting this technology, but governments are kind of putting up some resistance.
As always,
If
they
you
did
will.
that with the internet, right?
Right. Hey, and then they show up late and then they try to,
Create
catapult,
draconian laws against it.
try to scatter
Pay
the whole thing with
taxes.
regulations. Exactly. Right. You guys got it before us. We need some of it. Instead, they could be adopting Bitcoin. They could be accepting Bitcoin,
Be
embracing
like
it.
Texas, be like Florida.
Exactly. What is it? I know Brazil has also accepted. I think they signed something into place accepting Bitcoin as a legal tender, right? So adopting these Bitcoins, I think it would definitely be beneficial to the governments as well, because there's that level of transparency now is really going to come through. I guess you could see it as a catch-22, because if they jump into it, then a lot of things will really get exposed. But it's fine. Those are things that need to be exposed so that we can all move forward in a somewhat more pure system. I don't know if we'll ever be super pure, but at least we can remove some of the garbage out of the system. Right. Now, the main battleground, right, seems to be with currencies, the battle of currencies. As we mentioned before, you have Russia and all these other guys who have now created their own thing. And there's definitely going to be some currencies around that. But we'll get back to that. Now, blockchains like Bitcoin aim to liberate the people and their money. Right? This is one that is very important. Thereby challenging the authority of,
Countries.
the countries, the status quo, everything that is currently
There's no
in
need
place.
for e-naira or the naira and the dollar. Everybody
Right.
just spends sats or Bitcoin, and life is great. But not this all counter currency wars.
Right.
I
Exactly.
will deflate you tomorrow, man. You're acting up. You're not following my laws.
Yep.
Boom. You're
And
destroyed.
we've seen this as well with a lot of African nations that try to, especially the French nations that try to change the currency and stop using the French franc. We see that a lot of them, after making this decision, the leader gets replaced one way or another, right? Because, and I think this is no longer a secret, man. Everyone understands the madness that is going on in this space. Now, on the other side of the aisle, we have China, who took a lead with CBDCs. China. Trump said it best. They took a lead with CBDCs, blockchain, which is, again, blockchain technology, and made it centralized to the max, right? So we could use that as a test case, right? To the max. To the max. Including all life and money, essentially, is what that came down to, right? If essentially banned anything that was not
Crypto.
crypto, Bitcoin mining. Well, they said
anything.
they said they banned Bitcoin, but you cannot ban Bitcoin. And I think that is
They
where
still have Bitcoin mining and nodes in China.
they still have exactly.
That's the
So
privilege.
hey man, listen, they say bullshit is over there in China. Yeah. And of course, we have the BRICS versus the US and its allies, a contention of global currencies, right? And why the US dollar and the SWIFT system should not be a single tool of exchange. It makes sense for us to all have a platform where we can exchange value globally. And I think this is the purpose that the US dollar was serving for such a long time. And that was
Well, they
absolutely
abused it.
incredible.
We had some government in power
Exactly.
where they just literally abuse it around the world.
They mismanaged the situation, right?
Yeah.
And I think that when it comes to what were you saying? geez, when it comes to impeachment, okay, I think that there should maybe be a point where America can go back and do a bit of an analysis and figure out the people responsible for abusing or mismanaging this incredible power that the United States have and putting it in such a vulnerable position. Because I think that that was a beautiful thing. The fact that you have this one nation that is so trustworthy, right? Has that level of integrity that everyone at some point trusted it to be able to use their money as a means of global value exchange.
That was
right?
all. That was all a World War II strategy, man. After World War II was over, we were the only one left standing.
Well, true.
So they had no choice but to trust us.
But here's the thing, okay? Given the situations and given the conditions, because we cannot act like if the U.S. could have just been chilling and they would have not been attacked. These other people were also aggressors, right? So it was going to be someone.
Yeah.
And there are certain situations where it's either kill or get killed,
Yep.
right? There's kind of no middle ground. And the U.S. dominated that situation. And I think that it would have been best to maintain, because over time it did not continue to be a continuous domination and crushing of everything around the world. I think when we got to
we allowed private institutions
yeah,
to influence or infiltrate governments to now start creating damages across other countries that we should not be in for the sake of oil or resources.
Absolutely. And now even further, I think weaponizing of the dollar maybe was not a great idea in retrospect, right? Now, we're now at a point where Bitcoin is clearly a major challenger, a prominent option, a serious option, really. I mean, I'm saying a serious option. Bitcoin.
And it's not an aggressor either.
It's not an aggressor. Exactly. So it's just this neutral asset.
I don't need to go into Iran and blow them up because I want their oil. With trading Bitcoin, we just trade value through Bitcoin.
Exactly.
There's no currency wars.
So it is a peaceful revolution. However, it is still in the mix with this massive battle that is going on of currencies. And if you ask me, I would say Bitcoin is winning effortlessly. It's winning. Now, one other thing we'll point out here is that the Ukraine versus Russia situation and the recent levies of the U.S. government against Iran, Pakistan, Uganda, these have all shown that the U.S. dollar and the SWIFT tool can be used as a weapon to destabilize countries. And I think that
CBDCs will be worse.
CBDCs 100% will be worse. And regardless of the reasons for this destabilization, the individual citizens, the everyday person who just wants to go to work and feed their family has no interest in this, because at the end of the day, whatever benefits, profits, gains are made from these efforts, right, violent or otherwise, generally do not tend to benefit the everyday person.
Does it? Most of the time it doesn't. I
Yes.
mean,
because within those same countries, the people are also oppressed most of the time. So who are the battles for? You know? And so having this neutral means of exchanging value can literally have all of us opt out of the insanity and just transact with each other in a peaceful. You know, when countries go to war, I don't think that it is because, most of the time, it's not necessarily because the people really hate each other, but it is because of poor leadership, horrible negotiation skills, and so on and so forth. Right? It is incredible that right now we can sit here and we will see that there is things that Trump said to the Germans that they do not listen. And those things have come true. It's incredible. Double up.
been a great one, man. I think I would like to keep it at that. There is this war. If it's not happening already, it's about
Right.
to happen, and we can avoid it. We can avoid it if we just simply Bitcoin, literally.
Absolutely.
If the governments, the institutions, Bitcoin.
Well, I think that, hey, Bitcoin is already winning. Buy your Bitcoin, self custody that thing, and we'll see how this goes.
Yep.
Because at the same time, we don't have an army,
Well,
but
we
at
have
the
a
same time,
technology.
yeah, but at the same time, there's not an army that can take out Bitcoin.
Yep.
So we're winning. Final thoughts, sir.
As always, if you have not liked and subscribed, you just might want to do that now. Stack on YouTube. Just like, subscribe, leave a comment. Twitter. This is where all the action is. Come out there, chat with us, leave a comment. Let's have a great conversation. And of course, if you want to be old school, join us on Facebook and Instagram.
Join us on Facebook. I heard Facebook is dead, man.
Dying, man. Still there.
Oh man, what a thing. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh wait, go ahead. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
No, podcast. Ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen can come and join us. And alts, as you would like to say.
Alternatives. Yes. And alts. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We hope you found this video helpful. Until next time, brazen out.